So over the last few weeks, I've noticed a lot of people diving into tools like Claude Code and OpenClaw, automating what is automatable with little in the way of strategy. And predictably, this ends up with a chaotic mess of workflows that get turned off 3 days later, and the whole thing ends up being a bit of a distraction, which is a huge shame because these tools offer a huge amount of potential to save you time and help you hit your goals sooner. So today I thought I'd do a slightly different video and talk a little bit about getting the foundations right and building your own personal strategy for agentic workflows. So I think for most of us, the objective here is to incrementally build out a portfolio of workflows that give us leverage and momentum towards our goals. Now, for some people, that's going to skew more towards business, for others personal. Either way, it requires us to get clear on what we actually want. Now, I'm not going to get too in the realms of values and goal setting because that is not my lane, but it is important because that's going to affect more than anything else what we decide to build and how we build it. The other reason why this is critical is because of prompting. So to build agentic workflows, we have to write prompts. And the quality of our prompts is affected by the quality and the clarity of our writing, which is affected by the clarity of our thoughts. So this is the link between why getting clarity up front makes such an impact on the quality of our workflows. So before jumping into Claude Code, I would recommend spending some time getting clear on what is it you value, what are you trying to achieve, what are your goals, and what opportunities are there for workflows that, if they existed, would help you hit your goals faster or better. You can then rank those workflows from most effective to least effective, and then work through them, building out your portfolio. So in my case, for example, I value building muscle and eating healthily. The big unlock for me would be if I had 120 grams of protein a day. That's my goal. And I'm not hitting that goal. I'm quite inconsistent with it. So in my case, I think there's probably an opportunity for me to build a personalized meal planner that reduces some friction around that and helps me hit that goal more consistently. So ultimately for me, it comes down to this question of what, if it existed, would be a force multiplier for you this year. And you can look at this from a few different angles. You can think of what would save you the most time this year, what would eliminate the most annoying, frustrating, low-value task that you do repeatedly, what would generate opportunities that could be a big unlock for you, what could give you an informational advantage or connect you to people that might enable you to hit your goals faster or better. So once you've got clarity on a project, it can be tempting to dive into Claude Code and start building away or sticking it in plan mode and iterating on the idea. I would not recommend doing that just because there's a temptation in plan mode to accept the idea that it comes back with a little bit prematurely. Generally, you're going to get better results if you spend a bit more time on the strategy and planning outside of Claude Code. So how I like to do this is by starting with a meta prompt. This is one that rates the quality of my prompt, comes up with clarifying questions and comes back to me. Very similar to plan mode, but generally you're just going to go through more iterations with this and it's going to be a bit more critical of where the idea might fall down. So this is asking me what the prompt's going to be about. I'm just going to give it my example. I want to build a personalized meal planner using Claude Code that gives me 4 meals a week from recipe books that I own and only gives me meals that are at least 45 grams of protein. Ideally, it should know what I've got at home so it can suggest what ingredients I need to go and buy and which ones I don't need to buy. And the meal portions should be automatically adjusted for 3 people. Okay, so it's rated my prompt a 5 out of 10. It's found a couple of flaws with it and suggested a few improvements. So it's come back asking me a few questions and I would just go through this process a couple of times until it's rating my prompt a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Okay, so after 4 rounds of back and forth, we now have a prompt which is rated as a 9.5 out of 10. I would then just copy this prompt and stick it into Claude Code to start building out a plan markdown file. So I would then copy that prompt, pop it into Claude Code in plan mode to start building out the implementation plan. And we'll do that in a moment, but I want to first talk about a few important points around project scaffolding. So this is essentially just how you structure your projects. And there's not exactly any right or wrong way of doing it, but there are better and worse ways. And when it comes to agentic workflows, there's a few principles that you want to keep in mind. So there's 3 things I want to touch on here. Firstly, the Claude.md file. Secondly, plans. And then lastly, skills. So the Claude.md file is essentially a system prompt. It's going to get sent to Claude with every message. So it's a good place to put important context about the project, any preferences or conventions you want to use. And for agentic workflows specifically, it's a good place to encourage Claude to separate concerns and write deterministic code, essentially code that does the same thing every time, rather than relying on AI, which is going to give you slightly different results every time. So essentially your role when building agentic workflows is to convert prompts into deterministic code. So there's not really any right or wrong as to what goes into your Claude.md file, but I'd find one that you like and use as a template for new workflows that you create. So next let's talk about plans. So if we just open up VS Code, so we've got our claude.md file here. When you create a new project in Claude Code, if we just drop our prompt in here, and I'm going to put this in plan mode, it's going to build me a plan. And if I accept that plan, it's going to create that as a file. So we can see it's created a plan.md file over here. Generally what I like to do is create a plans folder, move that plan markdown file into there. The reason for this is that when this context window gets quite long, and you can see where it's at by typing in context, so it's already used 26% of the context window. Generally, when this gets to around about 70%, it compacts the conversation, and over time, it essentially just forgets previous things that have been said and starts to go a bit off the rails. So to prevent that happening, what I recommend doing is dragging that plan.md file into a plans folder, and then asking Claude to create a separate markdown for implementing each feature or each step of the plan. That way, when Claude Code is later building those features, it can reference how to build that feature from the original plan files. So here we can see it's starting to create those separate files. So we've got 2 already. So it's done the overview of the architecture, environment setup, config, inventory, etc. So the other thing you can do here is you can ask it during these plans to work out which features can be built in parallel, and then you can create sub-agents to kind of build things at the same time. So this can indirectly be a way of saving quite a lot of time later on. But the main reason for doing this is just to prevent Claude from going off the rails later on when it starts to forget context from the original plan. So finally, I want to touch on skills, because this is another area where you can kind of build on it over time to get better results with less effort and less token cost. So skills are basically just markdown files that give Claude instructions on how to perform a given task. And they're useful because by offloading some of the thinking away from the LLM, you're going to save on token cost, get more consistency and higher quality output. So there's a bunch of websites out there like skills.sh or Claude Code templates where you can browse publicly available skills and get instructions on how to install them. One that is definitely worth adding is the skill creator skill, because then that gives Claude the ability to create its own skills. So you can kind of build up over time your own bank of Claude skills, or your own bank of skills. The other thing just worth noting about skills is that you ideally want these to be created at a global level, i.e. usable across all your different workflows. Generally speaking, unless it's hyper-specific to that project, you want to tell Claude to install it at a global level so you can use it across all your different workflows. So I hope something there was useful, and if you're currently getting into Claude Code and agentic workflows, I'd love to know what you would like to learn more about. I'm conscious there's a ton of video content being created on this topic at the moment, and honestly, I'm not really sure where to focus the channel for the next few months, but I'm going to be in the weeds with Claude Code. So if there's anything in particular that you would like me to cover, just let me know in the comments. But otherwise, hope that was useful, and see you in the next video.